love about your approach is you already have black colleges, you already have black banks, and you already have black businesses.
Right.
There's existing infrastructure there, but all of them are undercapitalized and all of them are under leveraged when it comes to technology.
Right.
You can the great thing about it. I mean, I love any look. I'm in the not-for-profit sector. Any one-time grant, I'm happy for it. I love if it's 20 time grant, one-time grant, half-time grant, I'll take it. However, what I like about what you're saying, especially with the banks, is if they put the capital, if the big banks put the capital in the little black banks, those little black banks have expertise nobody has when
In
it
their
comes
community.
with those black barbershops, those black nail salons, those car washes. They know who to loan to and how and to make it work. So they've got the intellectual capital and the social capital. You can put some real financial capital. You can start blooming and blossoming
It
these
is, it
communities.
is, it is an amazing thing. So there's a couple things in Van you may not realize. I don't know if I've ever told you this. They actually have a lower default rate than the FDIC rate, the banks. So
Wow.
that's point one, right? They know the customers, they know how to lend to them, et cetera. They're just woefully undercapitalized. Point two, if you look at these banks, you can actually modernize all 1,075 of these CDFIs, MDIs for just about $500 million. Now think about it, and we can do it in the next 24 months. And we partnered with Microsoft and saying, here are the solutions that you can actually deliver into those banks. And now they're modernized, performing, and have the technical capabilities to perform like every other bank out there, mobile access, et cetera. The second thing is, as part of that 2%, you also need to have, and should have, and I know Mnuchin has done a good job of this, is have mentoring programs where the larger banks pick up those smaller CDFIs and the MDIs and saying, listen, beyond the capital, let's work with you to take your bank from a $25 million asset bank to a $100 million asset bank. What are the things you need to build? The infrastructure, the regulatory, the compliance, your people, the training. And oh, by the way, you can now start hiring all of my 2019 class of Morehouse graduates into these banks. Okay.
Wow.
Teaching them to be better bankers and lending into the community. And so now you create a pipeline of STEM students, you create a pipeline of enabled, I'll call them technically enabled banks that actually have very strong relationships, just not corresponding banking relationships, but strong mentoring relationships with the larger banks to help them expand and grow, offer new products
I love that.
that can serve the barber shop, the beauty salon, that have different needs, because not all of them need $500,000. Some need 3 more barber chairs with
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
$10,000 loan,
And
right?
the great thing about that is then the money gets recycled too. Okay. So
Right.
you lend it out, it comes back, you lend it out, it comes back. And so now you
And
really
if you
have
modernize not only the banking infrastructure, like I said, it's only about $500 million to do all of that entire banking infrastructure. I think we should take it out of what's left of PPP, but that's a whole other conversation. And then you go modernize these small businesses. Some of them can be modernized for $50 a month, and it will do their payroll. It will do their management of their scheduling, their general ledger, and it creates transparency to the bank. So it makes them a more interesting business to lend to, and gives a massive opportunity to grow. And oh, by the way, that creates a whole infrastructure of technical support people that are going to be needed in the community, that now can come from, again, these STEM students that you can train. So all of that is, again, creating ecosystems of reliance and dependence that can be done, I think, for modest amounts of capital.
Well, look,